Okay, I want to talk about love languages very briefly. There's other videos on love languages that I highly recommend you look at in the context of relationships. You'll find these in the dating game section of Life Points and maybe a few other places. Love Languages is born out of a book written by Dr. Gary Chapman entitled The 5 Love Languages. And his premise is this: we speak love to one another. In fact, we receive love from one another in a specific way. Some people receive love by the sharing of quality time, others by gifts. You give someone a gift that says, I love you more than anything. Others, an act of service. If you do something for them, that's their way of receiving and understanding you love them. Encouragement, words of encouragement are very important to some people. A lot of men like this. It's a way of saying I love you beyond just saying I love you. And physical touch, mostly non-sexual touch, but physical touch is another way, the 5th way, that we actually receive love. Some people want a hug, they want physical acts of affection, you hold their hand. That's like saying, I love you. Well, speaking of love language is an important part of a relationship with someone of the opposite sex. I think the first thing we have to do when it comes to sexuality is define what love is, because there seems to be a huge difference between having sex and making love. Making love says, I respect you enough to appropriately observe the boundaries that I know are going to be put into in your life for the right reason. Love says, I would lay down my life for you. Lust and sex says, I want to have sex with you and move on. That's not love. Let's not confuse sex and love, lust and love. The second thing is, after defining what love is, we need to establish love on an ongoing basis. Communicate love on an ongoing basis, to walk in love on an ongoing basis, and to make commitments in love to one another and express love sexually once that covenant of marriage is made. So love is a word, my gosh, we use it all the time in the wrong context. I wish we had another word all of a sudden because we've used it for so many things. I love this song, I love this dance, I love this show, I love this movie, I love this food, I love you. I don't even know what it means anymore. But I do know this, Chapman was right. There are different ways to communicate love to different people. Having sex with them in inappropriate ways is not one of them. Let's not get those two things confused, because that brings love down to a very base level. That's not lovemaking. Lovemaking is protective and respectful and honoring and intimate, and God's involved in it. Remember, by other videos, God is not involved. God is not present. God is not blessing inappropriate sexual activity. Let's not call that love, because we end up in a relationship where we truly love one another and we've discounted it by way of associating it with inappropriate relationships prior to that. So check out the love languages. Very, very good thing to know in the context of relationships, even in the context of parenting. How do we parent our children? Our children each have a love language. You can go online, get an assessment. Dr. Gary Chapman, Google that, 5 love languages. There's tests there. You can download them and take them. It's fun. It only takes a few minutes. Find out what your love language is and see if those who, quote, love you understand what your love language is as well. Love languages.